Okay, so I want to just start kind of going through the process, but I want to feel. So I talked to Taylor about this one where I take a feel and her mind is pretty present. But if you watch Linda, the feel leaving my body is what is, you see, that's greater than anything else, you see, because that's what they're reading. So to the best of my ability, no matter what I'm saying, I want them to feel all of these pieces as an energy. And then when I get, there's her hip on the other side was pretty smooth, but that, like, this is pretty stuck. As I present, look, it's like, oh, you're running into that tension. So then it's a balance of me getting a change. Now I'm just going to talk to this, so I'm going to keep myself connected. There we go. If I don't stay connected to the tension or to the thing, then I lose the ability for her to know that that's what I'm talking about. There. See, that space has to get kind of soft. But again, I come back in and then it's sticky again. There we go. So that's the first stage of this, is just when I come in here, is there emotion? But you notice there's times when I apply pressure and she moves, but she was moving into tension again. So that's going to tell you it's not actually going to change consistently, because she's not actually totally releasing. Okay, so the goal here is now you see as I put my flat, that's it. So I stay connected, and see, she just wants to move. But see, what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to stay connected to the idea. What does she like to do here? She's just trying to, like, freeze or move. Okay, so I'm just gonna stay, and this is what I was talking to Taylor about. I'm not trying to make her drop her head, and I'll use this like a lever. So if I need to take out the slack, I do it with my left hand. That's it. There we go. You see there, as I stepped in and asked for her to move her nose, there's not a lot of life here. You see, this is a pretty sticky feeling. So I can just stay here and stay very calm and wait for that. That's that's spatial release. But I'm missing out on the high value of the rain, because the chances are I'm connecting to the outside feeling and not necessarily the inside feeling. So the high goal would be that as I go here, I'm also here. My bad, I was disorganized. So I'm going to connect to the feel as well. But you see, as soon as I connect to the feel, you see how she says internally how she feels about that. There we go. There we go. Good. There it is. You start seeing motion and yield and motion then. So she's not scared. Like, this mare, she's not really worried. She just doesn't understand how to let those parts go. So this is why I'm always trying to draw to the root. Like, that's kind of my thing, is I want to, as quick as I can, find what the root problem is, and see if the quicker you can dissolve the problem, the quicker you get on to good stuff. The goods all lie behind our ability to actually remove the problem. It's a little bit like, you have a horse that keeps getting a rash, and so you keep treating the rash, but it's because there's something going on in their guts. Well, you fix the guts, you fix the rash. It's like, so it's a little bit like this, is that I could try to, kind of do the circle, but if I don't find that root tension, then I'm not actually, so then I'm not fixing the problem. So now you start finding the resistance. Well, this is what happens. It's very consistent that that when you find the answer, they're just appreciative. And so that's how you build relationship. You add something valuable to her, and then she feels good about it. And it's funny how every horse does it in their own way. It doesn't matter to me what they need, that's not, sounds bad. What I mean is that if she needs me to work her shoulders, I'm going to do that. If one horse needs to be turned loose, I'm happy to do that too. So as I come, I'm just applying pressure, want to feel yield. Pressure and yield, good. 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 So now you see that's fine. Good. Now when I start bringing her back in, instead of just calling her back in, I'll step aside, connect, and that's it. Just trying to find that fluid spot. There we go. There we go. See, now I have arc. Her shoulder's good, her pole's good. That's it. There we go. Good. You know, there's a lot of conversation about, you know, putting pressure on a horse and you know, you're putting horses into anxious scenarios. But for me, the way I look at it is I'm not necessarily trying to make them do stuff. I'm trying to empower them to understand how to do things in a new way. So I teach them a base, and then I put them into situations where they're not perfectly okay. But my goal would be only to do it to show them, empower them to understand how to handle that scenario with a new mind. Because if you never put a horse into those spots, not through me, honey, then it's like they're not always associating that. Good. There we go. They're not associating that pressure, that they could have done the thing you showed them under the pressure. So let's say I ask her to soften and then I add a pressure. If I don't help her associate the yield with the pressure, she's going to associate the pressure to her self-preservation. So if you keep them quiet, but you're not putting the pressure on, they're going to be a little unsure at first because that's what they think. But to help them become good working horses, good trail horses, good cow horses, whatever, they need to learn that when that pressure comes up, that they can have a different response. Now this is crucial, guys, because you can see now, and that's what bend is all about. What does bend tell you? It tells you what the horse is holding in their body. Like right here, this is a really nice bend. Because you can feel the yield, you can see her stepping under behind, and if I touch the rein, there's a softness there. That's really good. And you see that now can draw that mind in. Now we're starting to develop a feel on the halter. Pretty substantial change. That's really good. Good. So now there's the beginning of yield and motion. Pressure, release, there. Good. Okay, now stop, back, pressure, release. Good. No matter what movement, when you apply pressure, do they understand to soften? If you do that, you take care of the need. If you don't get that, you don't take care of the need. Pretty soon they start taking care of their own needs. They have to answer those horses. They have to deal with all of their stuff and their fear. That's it. So I changed directions and she was like, old deal or new deal? And they'll ask you that lots. But see, that's a better deal. So you can see her top line is relaxed. Her eyes slightly on me, good stride in her legs. She's reaching well with her hind legs. And now, draw. That's it. Good. It's a good start. Just look, right? You can actually see the bridle horse in her in moments when she's actually bending and carrying herself. And see, this is the great part about it is that, see, that's bend. Shoulder's good. Her pole starts to work well. Her hindquarter starts to step. Okay, now we're going to change directions all the way to the hip. Now I bring her through, pressure and yield and release. And then she's onto the circle to the right. Good. So hopefully everybody can start seeing how she's actually developing bend. Her inside hind leg is already starting to step under her center line. Her shoulders are standing up. She's rotating her pole all on her own. If I change the angle, good. You see, it's like she's already starting to develop shape. Just right. Just right. And all centered off of peace. Like everything I'm doing is about her insides letting go. But the cool part is if you can get the insides right, the body's given to you. Like she's shaping that, but I'm not focusing on it, it just starts happening. And so that's how you build a bridle horse, is it's always mind and release first. So there, even the weight of me picking that up just caused her to